Tala falava. Lava le so for a moment le langin ma. Okay, it's Tim Tafunga back here again. It's a foggy Brisbane morning. I've been talking with some Samoans on LinkedIn.com regarding the Independence Day movement of the Independence Day celebrations about a week or so ago. And a person, which I won't name at the moment, had claimed that their ancestor or their great-grandfather was responsible for helping to draft the Samoan Constitution prior to the Constitutional Convention of 1954 and the plebiscite thereof in 1961 before the declaration of the independence of the nation of Western Samoa in 1962. I have the story less told. I went to Samoa in 2018, and when I was in Samoa, I went to visit my father's grave and my grandfather's grave and my great-grandfather's grave. Now, I brought back with me my great-grandfather's memento as part of my great-grandfather with me. My great-grandfather's name is Tulitufunga Leo Mavaenga from Apia. Now, he is from Le Maota Boesi. He's a descendant of the Le Maota Boesi. In 1939, my grandfather passed away, and he was buried in an unmarked grave in Mangyangi, in the Mangyangi cemetery. I went to his grave. I found his grave. It was unmarked and was just covered in volcanic rock, like so. Similarly to Malietoa Vainu Paul's grave in Sapa, Bali. We are the descendants of Le Maota Boesi. Our reign as Malietoa ended in 1880 when Tonumaipea had passed away. The Maota Botua had replaced the Malietoa tutelage in Samoa from 1880 onwards. Boesi, most of which are descendants of the Tulitufunga, the Sa Tulitufunga family in Apia, no longer have any royal lineage or linkage to the Malietoa title per se. Suffices to say that the Tonumaipea title still remains. However, during the Mau movement of 1929, in which this person had been a member of the Tupua Tamasese title holders, he was shot by the New Zealand police passing through the Apia territory right there in front of Vaisingano River before the police station. The police station itself was in our territory of Apia, which is the Maota Boesi's territory. That was in 1929. The head of the Samoan police, working on behalf of the New Zealand police at that time, that were working for the New Zealand police at that time, included my great-grandfather. He was the most senior Samoan police officer in 1929 during the Mau period. If you will know that the Samoan history is a history that is mixed up with a lot of political intrigue, conspiracies, and so forth. Leo Whiunga Tulitufunga Leo Mavaenga served New Zealand Police Services during this time. I bring with him part of his grave with me back to Brisbane. and I keep it. Now, during the Samoan crisis, the road to independence, the Malietoa family did not partake in the Mau movement. Not directly, although they empathized with them. In this context, the Satupua Tamasese had stolen the thunder of the liberation of Samoa from the Sa Malietoa. Sa Malietoa have always been contested and refuted by the Ngā Whenua, descendants of Ngā Whenua and Salamasino, the Tuia Ana, Tuia Tua, and the Tupua Tamasese clans who've always claimed that Malietoa is not royalty. It's just a general who helped to liberate Samoa from the Tongans. In part of that is correct. But similarly to all of the histories of the English kingdoms and the overthrow of the House of Lancaster and the House of York, that's the same story. The present situation of Samoa with its constitutional crisis that presently is at the moment with the results of the April 9th, 2021 general elections being left out up in the air, has been blamed almost directly to the Samoan Constitution. Why is that? Because of the musical chairs of the 5-year tenures of the head of state, rendering the head of state as nothing but a commonized member of the Council of Deputies. Basically, as a member of the Te Mau Ainga, he's been considered as merely an aristocrat. He's basically just His Highness, the head of state, rendering him as a prince, not a king. He's not a tawhaiwha. You will never, ever have a kingdom of Samoa. Why is that? Because the Constitutional Convention and the Constitution of Samoa had rendered Samoa to be less than a kingdom. Why is that? Because Sa Malietoa family were always contested by the Satupua Tamasese and the Tuia Tua from Lufi Lufi and the Tuia Ana from Liulmoenga, who've always contested the head of state status in the Te Mau Ainga. To this moment in time, you will notice the Fiame as a mataafa would not regard the Tuia Ana, Tuimalili Whānau, in that context of a superior representative of Samoa. Samoa, its head of state, represents Samoa. It represents the symbol of the nation. The Parliament and government of Samoa is the head of state's government. If the head of state does not open Parliament and ratifies the establishment and the sitting of the 17th Parliament of Samoa, it means that the head of state does not approve of his own government. The government of Samoa is the head of state's government, not the other way around. Now, it appears that Samoa has a conundrum with this present situation of not knowing what's going to happen. You have two options. A, you remove the head of state because of being unfit for office, because the Supreme Court and FAST has committed the revocation of his decree. 2, you do not remove the head of state, but you charge FAST and the leader of the opposition and the Supreme Court judges for treason, for disobeying the decree of the head of state. Why is that? The head of state is the symbol of the nation. If you do not accept him, you must get rid of him. So the problem is this: who is Samoa going to replace their head of state? Thirdly, you have an outrageous consideration, which is to amend the Samoan Constitution and to instill a kingdom of Samoa, whereby you have a permanent monarchy. If you have a permanent monarchy, you will avoid the musical chairs of 5-year tenures like a president, 5 years tenure of the head of state. That's the only way you will resolve the present crisis. Otherwise, you will have this continuation of disobedience to the head of state's decrees. Why is that? Because they don't regard the head of state as a king or a tawhaiwha. They don't regard him with any respect. He's just a prince. The head of state of Samoa himself, the Tuia Ana, is a Samoan police officer. That's his profession. So he obviously had seen that the Samoan Electoral Commission had committed some anomalies and some malversations and some very suspicious activities, which included the 28 disputed returns which had to go through Parliament. What does that mean? It means you have a real big issue. You have a big problem, and that there is something wrong with your electoral system, which means that the counting system, the integrity of officers within the Electoral Commission, or the Samoan Electoral Commission, has a problem. Secondly, the Electoral Commission had actually added a member of parliament into the Samoan parliament, which is also a constitutional act of treason because you changed the constitution unlawfully. You can go to jail for things like that if you were in Australia, because that is unheard of. You cannot do that. Unitarily, you can have the head of state, you can unitarily commit to amending it, but that's almost impossible because the Samoan Constitution states that as a legislative amendment, an act in the Samoan Constitution, you can amend by 2/3 of the majority of the Samoan parliamentarians voting to amend the Constitution. No public servant can amend the Constitution. We all know the result from the Samoan court decision to get rid of that decision to add another member of parliament. That is a slap in the face to the Samoan head of state. To make amends, he also realized there was a problem with that, so he called for a re-election. That is a decree by the head of state. You must obey the head of state. Samoans in New Zealand and elsewhere has treated the Samoan head of state like he is an idiot and that he needs to be replaced. And the disrespect you've given to the Samoan head of state is a disrespect to the nation of Samoa, which means that Samoa is basically a principality and a vassal to the Tongan kingdom, because the Tongans have His Majesty the King of Tonga, and therefore the King of Polynesia, in that Eurocentric view of the Polynesian race within the South Pacific. When you look at the context that Samoa is just a prince and the king is Tonga, it makes you think twice as to what the design of the New Zealand government and the British government after World War I and World War II. You see, the people that signed the Samoan Constitutional Convention actually agreed to having Samoa remain a principality and made Samoa as subservient to the Tongan kingdom. You see, the Europeans will always respect a king. They will not respect His Highness. But that's the Samoan system. They have a more egalitarian, communitarian system of the disbursement of the decentralization of the power base from a tawhaiwha or a centralization to a unitary, autocratic view of a Samoan monarch. In the meantime, I got people threatening my life, and I think, mate, I'm a political scientist. Been doing this for a few years, and this is my word in my analysis, my national security analysis of the Samoa situation. It's far-fetched. there's almost no way you can reconcile the situation in Samoa unless you have a civil war. And that's not something you want to do. But it's getting that way. And in the end, the head of state will be replaced next year, in 2022. And also, more likely, the current incumbent as the caretaker prime minister, Tulepa Sailele Malia will step down eventually. In fact, he should have stepped down and been replaced as the leader of the HRPP a very long time ago. Samoans won't do that. The HRPP won't do that. The caucus of the HRPP wouldn't even do that. Why is that? Looks like no one wants to take the brunt of the vicarious responsibility of a very dubious present political situation in Samoa. Anyway, as a descendant of Boesi, our time has been and gone. 1880 was the height of our time in power. And in that time when Malietoa Talavo was in power, he was known as the general. He led all the military campaigns on behalf of his father, Malietoa Oinopo. And if you're a descendant of A'ana, you know what that means. Have a good day. Goodbye.